The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Now is your chance to win a trip to see Sum 41 in Paris, France. Message and data rates apply. Please don't text and drive.
Q101.
Well, it's pretty easy. You text the national keyword motivation to a different text number than usual, 95819. So text the word motivation to 95819. That gets you a chance to go see Sum 41 in Paris. You get the flight, score a trip for two, round-trip airfare, 3-night hotel stay, $500 in spending cash, and 2 premium tickets to the sold-out Sum 41 concert at a 40,000-seat La Défense Arena in Paris. La Défense. Pretty awesome place. Looks like it. I mean, I've never been there. I saw the Google images. Looks pretty cool. There you go. So text motivation to 95819 right now. Go ahead and do that. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101 and some local stories out there making news, some things you should know about, especially when we talked about the cicadas so much coming. And there already are signs. They're already showing up. As Kenzie pointed out, Morton Arboretum had to wrap up every tree.
They're wrapping stuff up. They're preparing. What a horrible place to have a cicada issue.
Yeah. Well,
they are just working, man, day and night.
Well, as we've said, if you want them out of your trees, you put saran wrap and they can't climb up it apparently. So they'll go to the neighbor's tree then. If they don't have it, they'll just keep going tree to tree until they get up there.
How many trees they have?
Yeah, they have about 1 million. I think they have 1 million at Morton Arboretum.
It's going to be a lot.
It's got to be quite a bit. But a lot of people, with your dogs out there probably haven't thought about it as much because I know a lot of times I don't have a dog. None of us have a dog. Case has a dog. I'm sorry.
I do. Yeah. I have joint custody with my girlfriend for our dog.
Yeah.
Well, you're together, so you just have normal custody.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I just have custody of the dog.
So it's when you're not together that it becomes a thing.
It sounded like you went to court to get joint custody of the dog.
Oh my God! Hopefully we'll be together until the day we die. But if we're not, there's going to be a conversation about this dog.
Wow.
And I hated animals before this dog came into my life. Now I love them. I'm like a dog
Don't say
guy
that
now.
in court because it'll work against you.
Okay, good to know.
Because they might think you can switch back and hate it again.
You never really loved animal. You can't do that.
Yeah, it's the sweetest dog. And with these cicadas coming up, I think people say, well, my dog, he's eating birds and all this stuff. It's going to be fine. Well, cicadas are actually okay to eat, they're saying, the city, but you want to monitor your pet and see how much they eat because they have a skeleton. And if they eat too many, it can cause a gastrointestinal upset can occur and pets consume too many cicadas. Now, they're not saying how many are okay.
Yeah, I would like to know.
That's the rough part of it. My guess would be don't let your dog eat cicadas. Don't do it.
But if they have one, it's not the end of the world.
It probably isn't. Yeah, don't rush them to the vet, I don't think. It says they're a tasty treat because they're very meaty. Cicadas are, kind of like a...
You just can't overindulge. Like how many, you just have a few.
It's like a Hershey's Kiss. You just have a few.
A couple.
Yeah, which is really hard to do.
Oh,
if a dog ate one cicada and saw 5 more sitting there, he's like, oh, man, this is good.
I'm sure 5 cicadas is fine. They're small.
Depends what size dog, too, though.
Yes.
Could be a little Yorkie. One's going to be enough for that cicada.
I'd be worried about the cicada eating the dog at that
point. Yeah, they're not poisonous. But the problem is they want people to make sure that just watch your pet for the next, very carefully.
I just feel like it's common sense. Don't let them eat a bunch of living things.
But then again, my brother had a Portuguese water dog. And that thing came home with a bird in his mouth one day. And he just swallowed it.
That's badass.
And I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And he goes,
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah. And he said he'll be okay. And he was. He lived, a good long life. And so people that have dogs they are used to this when you go out, especially in forest preserve areas, that they just come home with stuff where they eat things. But just be careful because there's going to be billions of cicadas in the Chicagoland area, and your dog might just want to scoop up way too many of them.
Well, I would be terrified as a dog owner if I didn't know this info, that the first time they try to eat a cicada, like, oh my God, they're going to die. So this is good to know that it's not an emergency if they have one.
It's not an emergency.
Yeah.
It's a nice treat.
It is. That and cheese. My dog loves cheese. We have to pay the cheese tax. Anytime we use cheese on something that we're eating, we got to pay the tax man and give the dog a piece of cheese, too.
Damn.
I know. It's a tough life out there.
Little nibble.
Yeah, a little nibble.
So they can have cicadas, can't have grapes, though. Fun fact.
I know. Crazy, right?
Weird.
You would think dogs would love grapes.
Can't do it.
They can't do chocolate either.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's the obvious one. Everyone knows that, Brian.
Oh,
Grapes.
Sorry. I didn't know about grapes.
Sorry.
Thanks for educating me on grapes. Oh, wow.
Something not in your house.
Exactly. If you had a dog, I wouldn't have to worry.
By the way, we have a lot of grapes in the house, but I don't eat them.
Ooh,
Megan eats them. Megan eats
I didn't know
them.
you had grape money.
Yeah, Megan eats the grapes in the house. Also, in Evergreen Park, there's Wolf's Bakery is making a cicada treat for adults. So you can eat them too. If your dog's eating one, you can sit down and go for it.
Cicada cakes, baby.
Yeah, cicada cupcakes are flying off the shelf at Wolf's Bakery in Evergreen Park. Neighborhood bakery for 85 years. And they're finding them already, and they're making little cicada cupcakes out of them. Now,
I think it was just a cicada design. Are they actually putting cicadas in them?
I was hoping they were real. Yeah, it's just little cicada fake things.
Oh,
so sweet
man.
creations. It's it's buttercream frosting with a dab of red icing for the googly eyes of the cicada.
Now, those are delightful cicadas.
Yeah.
You could have more of those.
I could eat 10 of these cupcakes right now. They are so cool. Check it out. Go get them down there if you're having a party or something. But again, dogs, try to avoid eating cicadas. You can eat these cupcakes all day. Finally, with all the stadium drama with the Chicago Bears at Arlington Park, that's just sitting there. It would have been great last weekend with the Kentucky Derby on to go over, have some horse racing, go to the off-track betting and make some bets on the Kentucky Derby. It's not there. The Bears bought it, tore it all down. Going to build a stadium out there, but, they're not, at least right now. It's going to be downtown. Until that gets nixed because they don't want to pay any taxpayer money. They won't accept that part of it. Then they'll go back to Arlington Heights and build it there. But
Oh, my goodness.
I know.
What did the bear rant?
yeah. But there is a list of things that they can't do there if the Bears don't build a stadium there. There's current zoning that includes a list of 23 prohibited uses of the site.
What do you got?
They cannot put a car wash on that site. I picture some
Why?
massive car wash.
Well, I think that this would be broken up. I don't think they have to buy the whole thing.
How awesome would it be if there was like 400 car washes on the site? You pull in.
I'm imagining more strip mall tendencies, Brian. I
No.
don't think it's one business that's gonna buy. It was gonna be the new Soldier Field.
I pictured one long 150-acre car wash.
Oh my god!
And your car is the cleanest it's ever been.
You know how Vatican City is its own country?
Yes.
I would like to think Car Wash City would just go in place of the Arlington Heights racetrack. It would have its own zip code. It would be its own thing.
It smells like soap right when you get in the area.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 'cause of the car wash.
Literally it takes 3 hours to get through the car wash, but your car is super clean.
Now, Kenzie, you live in that area. Do you feel like you guys are car wash deficient? Would you want a car wash here?
I think there's plenty of car washes.
Okay, good to know.
Yes.
Because some areas don't. So some areas you kind of could use a car wash, but obviously it won't be happening on the site of where the Bears chose
I
there.
hope they don't need one because it's not happening.
Not happening. Others on the list, building material sales. So probably like a Granger or something like that. Maybe a Home Depot. I don't know. Fairgrounds, kiddie parks. They're not letting kiddie parks in there.
Now, when you say kiddie parks, do you mean like swing sets or do you mean like a mini Six Flags?
It says kiddie
Like
parks.
Santa's Village.
Yeah, I'm thinking more like that, like a bigger. I don't think it's just a playground. I think they're like a water park, maybe.
That would be super fun.
Can you imagine? That'd be the biggest water park in the country if they took that and
That'd
made
be
it there.
awesome.
Yeah.
I would love that. Or I seriously like Santa's Village or something fun like that. I love rides. I do. I love rides. God forbid we have something fun there.
It's funny. I do not love rides. That's actually something I don't like things that go fast or spin or go up and down. That's not for me.
I love all of those
No,
things.
I can't do it.
Because I get pumped. But, how some people are when they see kids come up in line, they're like, you can go first. I'm like, I've been here for an hour.
Yes.
I've been waiting. I'm also excited.
You're boxing them out like it's a
I'm
rebound.
like, whoa, I don't like when those lines have to kind of collide a little bit. I'm very protective. Like, you're not all going to cut in front of me. It's not cute.
Well, it's too bad there's not going to be a kiddie park there.
I might have saved Kenzie from a misdemeanor.
A water park would have been amazing. That's too bad. I don't know what their problem with it is.
Oh,
If they were going to build a football stadium there with the traffic that was going to bring, what's the difference on a water park?
We have a little fun, not
Yeah,
allowed.
sorry.
Good to know.
Yeah, it's too bad. A couple other things that they have banned from that area up in Arlington Heights where the Soldier Field would have been funeral homes. Can't be a big-ass funeral home there either. I just picture one in all these things. Just one big funeral home.
That's not what they're talking about, Brian.
Oh. And also, they finally got to it, adult businesses.
Like
Yeah.
taxes.
Stuff for grown-ups.
Yeah, well, thank God, because this is boring.
Nope. I think they're thinking in the strip club arena.
Oh.
Yeah, no strip clubs.
Or like toy stores.
Sure.
Yeah, can you imagine a big lion's den just
Holy
from one
cow.
end zone to the other?
So I don't think there's any Lions Dens in Illinois.
No, they're all in Indiana.
They're all in Indiana. You ever go over there and you see like 50 of them? If there was a huge Lions Den dome.
That's who should sponsor the stadium.
That's what they should do. You've never been in Indiana and seen those, Kenzie, when you drive through?
Well, I haven't been in one.
But you've seen them.
I've driven past.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been in?
I haven't. And we went to visit my mom in Nashville when we drove down there. And I said to Megan, my wife, and with my baby in the back, can I please just stop and go in there and just see one of the Lions Den to see what goes on in there?
And then can we go to Heavenly Bodies?
Exactly.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Well, what an epic day for your Chicago Cubs last night. Cubs take down the Padres on Michael Busch's walk-off I almost said Hall of Fame, home run.
Drilled in the air, right field. Busch has walked it off. First pitch of the ninth. Drive safe. How about that?
Gotta love the music.
Michael Busch wins it on the first pitch.
There's really, listen, as me and Kenzie being Cubs fans, Case being a White Sox fan, there's no better feeling than that Cubs song hitting when they finish the game off. On a walk-off?
On a home run.
On a walk-off?
So you get to hear that click.
Yeah.
When it, and then he's running around, which
Yeah.
is fun.
Yeah,
Hit all the bases, and then the song.
Oh, what a crack.
Yeah.
Michael Busch. Now, we talked earlier in sports about should we make shirts that say, I heart Busch, for Michael Busch. And
yeah.
our friends at Obvious Shirts, we thought maybe they already had one. So Kenzie texted him earlier this morning, and you've got an answer now.
There's 4 Busch shirts on the way. There's Michael Busch crushes baseballs.
Okay.
We've got Busch.
Right.
I love Busch.
Uh-huh.
Our Busch is better. Those are the 4 Obvious shirts based on Busch.
And they're available right now?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Oh, my
Yep.
gosh. All right.
He works, the devil works hard, but Joe works harder. Obvious shirts.
All right. We don't have to make any. We got them right there for the Obvious Shirts. They're right there for you. Also, by the way, the Billy Goat Tavern is bringing the cheeseburgers to Wrigleyville. They're going to replace, allegedly, they haven't confirmed it, but the Full Shilling Public House. Great bar that went down, and they're going to go in there. Billy Goat's going to be up there on the north side.
Now, Brian, I've been to Billy Goat with you
Yes.
a few different times now.
Yeah.
Well, I was in labor.
It worked out nice.
That's right. You were in labor. We were texting you when we were there.
I know. I was like, I'm busy.
I know, but we wanted to maybe bring you a burger in the middle of labor.
Yeah, or maybe you stopped by.
You were annoyed, actually, if I recall, because you thought that I hadn't texted you after giving birth, and I was still pushing.
That was me. I was going, man,
He's like, I
haven't
can't
heard
believe she hasn't
anything.
hit us up.
Anyways, you are very outspoken about your order at this establishment. Can you just once and for all set the record straight on what you do when you go to Billy Goat?
You get a triple.
Okay.
Don't ever overthink it. I went in there with Case, and he gets like a double, and somebody else was got a single.
Ugh.
I mean, you just get a triple. It's not brain surgery. Go get the triple.
Why do you need 3 patties?
Because they're thin patties stacked. So, like, you don't want 2 won't feel as good as 3. That's what I'm saying.
So if they offered 4, would you do that?
Yes, I would. And also, all of those people, Case included, were disappointed. Not in the quality of the burger's great. You're going to love it. It's
great,
fine.
but it could have been better.
It could have been better with a 3rd patty on there. So just get a triple. It's just very easy. Don't think like, oh, I'm going to cut weight today because I'm taking a double. You know what I mean?
Remember that next time you're in line at Billy Goat, Brian says get a triple.
Get a triple. White Sox lost to the Rays 5-1. Blackhawks had the number 2 overall pick in the NHL lottery. So that's pretty amazing. They had a slight chance to be the overall number 1 pick. Didn't get it. The San Jose Sharks did. But they will pick number 2 coming up in the draft. And finally, headline of the day in our sports world, Flavor Flav promises to sponsor the U.S. women's water polo team to the Paris Olympics. Flavor
That's
Flav.
awesome. I love him.
Now,
Do you think he's going to give all of them nicknames?
hopefully not. Hopefully he just gives the money and goes and they play water polo.
Like Aqua Queen?
I can't remember them all. I'm trying to remember. And then there was Sylvester Stallone's wife at Flavor of Love, ex-wife, I should say, Bridget Nielsen. Sylvester
Yeah,
Stallone's.
they had a separate show. She wasn't on Flavor of Love.
Oh, I thought this really started and they did the separate show.
They got together and they had a separate show because they were together.
Right.
I forgot that they were together because that was an odd pairing.
Bridget Nielsen in one of the Rocky movies cases that you haven't seen, it was Sylvester Stallone's wife. And then Flavor Flav got her.
Wait, was she Rocky's wife or Sylvester Stallone's wife?
She, in real life, was Sylvester Stallone's wife.
Uh-huh.
In the movie, she was a villain. She was Ivan Drago's wife from Rocky IV.
Oh,
Their
well,
show was called Strange Love
Yes, well, it was.
because it was.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. A little experiment. Kenzie going to play you a piece of audio and then want to see which side of this you take. It's gone viral over on TikTok in the last couple weeks here, but I want you just to take a listen.
Okay.
I'm not telling you anything else about the audio. So here we go. There's a question at the beginning.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Man is scary. With a bear. What I've heard about bears, they don't always attack you, right? So maybe a bear.
Depends what man, but probably a bear.
Oh, 100% a bear, which is like terrifying to say, but
Definitely a bear. Some men are very scary out there.
a bear.
I would say a man.
So women were asked if they'd rather be stuck in the forest with a man or a bear.
Okay.
Most of them said a bear.
Yeah, do you get to pick the man?
No. So,
Bear.
well, is there a man in your mind you would pick?
Well, I'm not scared of my dad. So like and he'd help me. He's like build fires and stuff.
That's actually pretty funny.
So yeah, that'd be great. But besides that,
So an unknown man and an unknown bear.
unknown bear.
Yeah, you don't know the bear either.
1,000%.
Yeah. Now, bears eat people. They can do that. And maybe is the impression that all men could be scary in the woods?
Well, you don't get to pick.
But bears definitely want to eat
Men
you.
are scary on State Street.
That's true.
So
I've never seen a bear on State
Imagine
Street.
how scary that would be.
less scary.
But all bears are going to come to try to eat you. All of
Not
them.
all of them.
I don't know.
Not all bears. Panda bear?
It's not a panda. It's
Why can't you pick what kind of bear?
Because let's say it's got to be like a brown bear.
A brown bear?
Yeah.
Like a grizzly?
Yeah, like a grizzly bear.
Okay.
So it's a grizzly bear and any guy in the woods.
Grizzly bear.
Still a grizzly bear.
Yeah, some of them leave you alone.
Yeah.
I used to walk. Okay, in fairness, living in North Carolina when I was a kid, we used to have bear bells when we'd walk to school because you'd run into bears.
What's a bear bell do?
It makes loud noises.
And it scares them away?
Yeah, they don't really like loud noises.
Did you wear it?
Honestly, I'd be fine.
Did you
No
wear,
bears come in this direction.
Did
I just
you-
have a phone and talk on the, be talking to my mom.
Did you wear the bell?
No, you just bring it.
And then is it like a dinner bell
If you
kind of
see
thing?
one, then you just ring it.
And they run.
And that's the theory. I don't 100% know the success rate.
Did you ever see a bear and use it?
I saw a bear, but I didn't have to use it. It was far enough away. But I saw a lot of bears. They used to walk in front of our house and stuff.
No kidding.
So I was less scared of bears. And they never attacked me. Now men, seen a lot of them. And they've often approached, which is terrifying.
All right, well, that settles the debate for the women out there. Would you rather be stuck in the woods with a bear or a man? The bear is definitely a grizzly bear, and the man is unknown. You can't pick your dad.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Lawrence coming in, taking you through this rest of this glorious day, 77 degrees, but be aware some storms coming in later on. And Tom Skilling's around, I got to tell you that. No one's here to tell you that anymore.
Yeah, there's no other weather people.
No, storms are coming later.
Also, great information.
Yeah, just be aware of it.
Coming.
They're coming. They're coming in over the
Game
lake.
of Thrones over here. Winter's coming. Jeez.
All right, 312-591-8300. Text in your takeaways. You've done it. Case, what do you got?
Dan and Elgin checked in. The University of Georgetown has a restraining order against Brian. Stop trying to go there.
Sent a letter last week.
I didn't even go here.
Kenzie, what do you got?
Billy's takeaway, Brian wants to go to the lion's den and leave his wife and baby girl in the car.
That's actually factual. I just want to do it once. I want to get over there. You can have a listener meetup over there at one of the Lions dens in the region.
Do a Pinewood Derby in front of the Lions Den?
Well, now we're cooking with gas.
That's a great idea.
Finally, Juan checked in. Takeaway, Pinewood Derby creates great memories for fathers and sons. Too bad they opened it up for everyone. All right, well, you miss them, won't miss a lot. If you don't know what those conversations are about, you can find it all again on the podcast. Case, what do you got?
Well, Kenzie opened up the show this morning talking about her paper route PTSD, and that is a conversation well worth listening back to. But the big thing to come away from today, the thing that everybody needs to hear, if you're just now getting in your car, maybe you heard the last few seconds of the Bloodhound Gang, and now you're hearing my voice, go back and listen to the Brian and Kenzie podcast. The conversation we had about the Pinewood Derby this morning, it brought so much joy to my heart for remembering an activity that I held so dear as a child.
Yeah.
We taught Kenzie about it, and we learned a lot about Neil, the third-generation Eagle Scout, who has some very strong opinions on the Pinewood Derby.
So check out the podcast, the Brian and Kenzie podcast, anywhere you get them, Spotify, Apple, Q101.com.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.